Who's first today? Good morning, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So you can see what's going on this morning. It's another special day at Mokuhankan. It happens not every month, but every 6 weeks or so. It's embossing day. Because last night, I was in the shop here last night. We've been opening in the evenings. And even though yesterday was Tuesday, our closing day, as people walking down the street here don't know about that. So I opened up last night after I came back from dinner. After my day's work was done, I just opened up the shop. And the package delivery guy had been going by. They work nights too, he was here at 9:30 or 10 o'clock or something last night. And because he saw I was here, he ran back to his delivery center and brought me a package. He must have tried to deliver it earlier in the day when we weren't here. And here we are. Young Yamamoto-san has come through with another beautiful batch. I don't know how many there are. I haven't counted them right now. There should be at least 50. This boy is doing such a fantastic job. We are so lucky to be able to get him. We want to get him full time. He won't do that. And we've got somewhere around 50 copies of the weight to help chew through the waiting list. So my job this morning is to do a first pass through these. I had a work planned for today, but this dumps all that other work off the table. This is a priority. My first job today is to go through these, make a first pass, check them over, emboss them with our name and his name. And what we'll do is almost certainly there are some that will have little bits of bark in, which I'll need to get my microscope. I haven't got that set up in the shop here yet. And then I'll need to check for bark scraps and stuff. But recently the paper hasn't looked too bad, God, Yamamoto-san is doing such a nice job. These are going to go down in history. They're so beautifully made. They're just so beautifully made. They're carved with real taste and touch. And he's doing just a perfect job. Look at that gradation. There's not a bit of goma or garbage in it. Everything lines up perfectly. We got 3 good color tones. My God, if I didn't have a few of these already, I would just be so in line to buy one. Sounds like a sales talk. Okay, I've got to get busy. Yeah, surviving the first week in the shop. Thank you. I don't know if I've survived, actually. I don't know. But let's see. No, I don't have space here to work. I tell you, we're going to be building cupboards and shelves for me here. They aren't built yet. So I'm surrounded by junk and stools and boxes. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to put these behind me. We have a little fellow here. He'll be watching over them. I'll bring them out. I'll bring them up from behind me one by one. Get on the waiting list now. This batch is spoken for. All of them are spoken for. If you just went on the waiting list yesterday, you're not going to get one of these. I'm sorry. Cameron has I think, quite a lot of people waiting for them. Cameron will be here later. Maybe he can update you on that. I don't know the latest data. Anyway, let me get going here. For those of you who have never seen this before, what it is this. We like to do this embossing when the paper is still moist during the last step of the printing process. But the problem with doing it that way is means the printer does it. We send it over to the printer. But the printer isn't the person who checks and approves these prints. That's my job. So I do the final check and approve them, and after the approval is done, then the embossing goes on. But by then the paper is dry. So what I do, I've got a little moist pad. You saw me moistening it just when I opened up the stream here this morning. I just put a bit of moisture on the front edge of this paper. And that's just enough of a touch that when I do the embossing now, it'll bite into the paper. And again, it's difficult to show it to you with all this funny light going on here. Perhaps we'll get a good view or not. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, maybe you can see it. And the embossing says, design, Katsushika Hokusai, Hori carving, Buru Davido, Suri printing, Yamamoto Shun. So the name of the three men who are responsible for making this sheet of paper. Hokusai, David, and Yamamoto-san. Our three names together. We're the guys who built this thing, this particular sheet. It's kind of nice to have my name together with them. Okay, my job now for the next half hour or so is great. This won't be enough to fill the whole stream today. Once this is done, I'll pull out my carving tools and we'll get back to the normal, regularly scheduled program. Yeah, there's some tiny bits of bark. I can get some of them. That one I can't get because that's deeply embedded in the paper. This one's near the surface. I'll be able to get that one. It's right in the surface. You're asking about my mother. In fact, I was going to ask you guys, is she on the stream? Because I, as yet, have heard absolutely nothing. In fact, getting a little bit concerned at this point now. I wrote a letter to my daughters over there saying, could you guys give her a call and you check on her, see what's going on? I mean, I don't think we're all worried that she's lying on the kitchen floor for a week, but she hasn't been up on the net, so... Is she there or not? Her name is in chat. Is she up? Let me know. Speak, Mom. Some people are seeing it, some people are not seeing it. What I was really hoping when I talked about this the other day is that there's somebody in Vancouver who watches this chat who can maybe make a deal, like I'll swap you a prints or something, or pay you for some time and go over there and see if they can check her net or something. There's somebody in Vancouver. Okay, if you can I don't know, message me or email me or something, I'd love if I can get... My mother lives downtown on Comox Street in Vancouver. And I will happily pay for time or exchange prints or whatever I can do. She's in Comox Street, right down Comox near Denman. In one of the, she's a retired little old lady, and she's in one of those towers at Comox in Denman. And she's a congenial person. She's on a Mac. She has an iMac, which we bought. We upgraded for her about 2 years ago, I guess. And she's with one of the local companies. It's TELUS or Rogers or something. I don't know which one. I'm sorry. So she has a standard modem set up by those people. She does pretty good with her computer, but given her age, she's like 90 something. It's understandable that she can't handle ruder problems and things like that. Well, you're at work right now. What time am I wanting somebody? I mean, oh, hang on. Just I see right now there's an email from my mother. Hold the fort here. Oh, my mother's here. Okay, it says, my computer needed a new modem. Now it is fixed. I have Twitch, but I can't bring up the chat bit. Love, Mom. So she's seeing the stream, but not the chat. Is there what is it, a disclosure triangle? Excuse me, guys, for the sidetrack here. How do we bring up the chat? And she can't. Okay, she can hear me though. You're watching the stream, but she can't see the chat. Okay, this is instructions to Mom. Mom, if you're watching the stream now in the browser window, above the part where you see the video, there's a list of different items. Japanese printmaking, videos, clips, collections, events. There's a little triangle there at one point. A little triangle which is probably facing down perhaps, or it might be facing right, or it might be facing up. If you click that triangle, it should pop out the chat to the right. Another reason maybe if your browser window is too small, there's not enough room for the chat. So if you spread your browser window wide, you should see the chat place. It's no good you guys giving her instructions because she can't read the chat. There's no instant feedback on here at all from her. No, she can't see the chat, so it's no good you guys typing instructions for her. She can't see the chat part of the window. She can just see the video part of the window. Mom, if you do get the chat open, please type something in there so we can, tell that you've come. Excuse guys for just a minute for the delay here. She's going to have to communicate with me by email. I better write an email to her, just a sec. Ah, okay. Yeah, good idea, good idea, good idea. Okay. Good idea. Let's see how this works. Okay, yeah, I'll do this if she's reading. I'll point the camera to my screen. Okay, let's try this. Why didn't I think of that? That's probably not. I'm getting too old. I don't think of stuff like this. How do I do this? It's all going to be delayed. This thing I'm seeing here is about 2 seconds delay. This is difficult. Sorry about this. Excuse me the interruption, guys. Sorry about that. Bit of a surreal stream today. Let's maybe find it here. Hang on a sec. Okay, Bob, if you are here, if you're up. There we go. Here we have a Twitch window without a chat. I don't know if you can see my cursor rolling over. I guess not. Anyway, the Twitch window here, and up on top, just above the video, in the top right hand corner, there's somewhere where it says live. It says there's a red button with the word live, and just above that, there's a little triangle. And actually, at the moment on mine, it's pointing left. And if you click that little triangle, the browser should change, and the chat area should pop out visible. We're getting a delay here between me talking and me acting, so I don't know what you're going to see. The chat area comes out once you pop that little triangle. Trippy today, yes. Sorry guys, excuse me. Sorry about this. Anyway, I can't do much more about this right now. Mom, if you are there and if you're listening, what I'll do is once the stream is over, whatever, I'll try and send you some emails and we'll try and get this. There's nothing else I can really do at this point, touching from such a distance. Try those little triangles, left, right. One of them should open up the chat. Mokuhankan Marines, we can't leave her behind. So John, she's showing up for some people because she's actually watching the stream, but without her chat open, she's not showing as a chat participant on some versions of this. See if there's an email from her. Just a moment, please. Okay, that's an idea, to send her a screen image, Her email is not secret. It's betbull, 8 letters, BETTBULL, @woodblock.com. So we publicize that. If somebody can maybe send a little screen picture or something. Remote access is not easy. She's on a dynamic thing. Every time she turns her computer on, it gets a different IP address. So it's difficult for me to actually get onto her computer. We tried to do that once upon a time, but it's just incredible. Remember, she can do nothing at her end to start things up. But yeah, she's at betbull, BETTBULL, @woodblock.com. And maybe if somebody can send a picture with to show her what to click. Let's move on and try and keep this going. Yeah, a bit of a surreal affair today. Hey, sorry about this. Well, pop over there. Let's see if we can get this handled. It's just a question of clicking one triangle, so I'm sure we can perhaps get this organized here. So you're seeing this paper from the back side. So this is Nami Ura no Hura, the back side of the Great Wave. If you're going to get meta about this. There's lots of discussion among the researchers and language experts about what that title of this print means, and I don't really know. It's called Kanagawa Oki Nami Ura. Kanagawa is the place name near Tokyo Bay. So that's okay. Oki, off Kanagawa. So off Kanagawa out in the ocean. Nami Ura. Ura means usually backside or behind, usually in common Japanese. So we're not really sure what he means. Nami Ura, behind the great wave, the backside of the wave. Or does he mean it like this? You're on the wrong side of the wave. We don't know. It's apparently people understand the Japanese language more, or the archaic forms of the language. It's not a common expression. Nobody really knows what he meant by it. After the first week, how is the monster? The shop downstairs, it's too soon to give a real good call on it. It's changed our lives. It's of course busy. We're seeing many, many, many more people now that we didn't see before. Walk-by people. This is good news and also mixed news. I know having more people learn about our work is of course a benefit. Sales are clearly out. Different people are learning about it. A bit of a downside is that what we're finding, and this is perhaps just because it's summer holidays here in Japan, families with kids are coming in here. They're seeing the little pamphlet outside. They've got 2 or 3 little kids in a stroller, and they think, oh, here's a good activity for them to do. Because they're desperate. It's summer holiday. They're out with the kids. They're trying to find something to do. They walk along a hot street. They see this. So over the past, especially on the weekend, we've been inundated with little kids. And stage 1 to try and stop this, we've pulled the Japanese pamphlets off the street rack outside. We just left the English pamphlets outside. I'm not trying to be hostile to kids. We really, we do kids' activities all the time, but we cannot handle 6, 10, 12 kids in the store running around and trying to do a print party when tourists are doing a print party. It just doesn't work. We're not structured for that kind of a job. So here we are on a main busy street in summer holidays, and there's an air conditioner and people see it and whatever. And another thing, first they get in here right away and they start, where's the toilet, where's the toilet? So, people are desperate with 4 or 5 kids, desperate for something to do. And that's not what we're set up to do. That's a tiny bit of a downside. And among the staff, some of the girls on the staff are already good. Let's structure some of our business to do this. We've got an extra room upstairs. Let's set up a mother and child print room upstairs. Let's go for it. And we may think of that. We may do that. Because showing printmaking to kids is not a bad idea. But at the moment, in the middle of this shop, in the middle of all the main tourist season, it is not working for us in that sense. So that's a bit of a downside of the new first floor. But overall, well, it's positive, of course. And I mentioned before the evening thing. We've never done evening before, but once the street goes dark outside, our shop is beautifully lit up and illuminated. And everybody, every single person who walks down the street stops to look at it, and many, 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 many come in. So we are now seriously talking with some of the staff, the guys, the men, how to run an evening opening for the shop, both for the shop itself and for some print parties. There's 2 or 3 of our boys, Koizumi-san and Kawai-san. You've met them both on the stream. They're guys. They don't like getting up early in the morning. They would happily do an evening thing. Still no notice from Bet Bull online, eh? So she hasn't figured it out yet. Mom, if you're there, some of the guys in the chat here, John in the chat, has sent you an email with an image. If you look at his image, he's got some kind of a picture, I don't know what it is, to show you about this triangle that opens the chat window. So please check your mail, Mom. There's an email from John in Tennessee, who's trying to help you get the chat window open. Anyway, Yamamoto-san too, he's so used to our block set. Our block set is a bit of a different block set, and we talked about this before in some of the YouTube videos, where the key block for this one is carved on a solid piece of wood, but the color blocks are all laminated on plywood blocks with cherry top. So it means the expansion rate is different. So we can never print a batch of 200 of these at a time. As you're printing the key block, moisture goes on, moisture goes on, moisture goes on, the block expands bit by bit by bit. So when you're making a run of a bunch of prints from copy number 1 to copy X, the block gets bigger and bigger and bigger bit by bit. And normally it's not a problem because the key block and the color blocks are made from the same type of wood. So as you're printing the color blocks, the same thing happens and the blocks expand bit by bit by bit. But this is a mixed set because of the problems we had when making it, when I had to restart and carve again. So the key block is solid wood and the color blocks are laminated wood. So we stop printing at about 60 copies as the key block is starting to expand, because at that point the color blocks don't expand and we'd never get registration. So that's one more reason why we have to make this thing in small groups at a time. Now even with that happened, the key block, as I said, sometimes does swell a bit. So we're super lucky. When you think of the color block, for example, for the light blue tone, the light blue tone is all the way through here and all the way up on the wave, but there's a gap in the middle on the light blue tone. So what Yamamoto-san will do is, after he's done the key block, the dark blue areas, he then prints the light blue tone in 2 runs. He'll print just the bottom level first with the registration perfectly matched. Then he'll wiggle the registration a bit to stretch it and print the top half of the blue. And because of this white gap in the image here, we can print bottom side and top side separately. If Hokusai hadn't done that, we'd have been screwed and our block set would have had to be reworked. You're talking about prices being skyrocketing high. I presume you're not talking about my prints. You're talking about like the originals, the ones at Sotheby's and stuff like that. You don't need crime to get good, beautiful woodblock prints, you know, not at all. There's this wonderful, paradox, not a paradox, you know, we think like if we could go back in time to 150 years ago when the first foreigners came to Japan and all these beautiful woodblock prints, the waves and whatever, were being discarded by the Japanese. The Westerners bought them all and the museums are now full of all the beautiful prints. That happened, you know, from a period of 150 years ago over to 100 years ago. And we all think if we could only go back in time and do that. And we've talked about this before, it's still happening. There are still wonderful genres of woodblock prints, hugely available here. There's tons of them available here. The Japanese are not interested in them, and the Westerners are. And one of the YouTube videos I made on my YouTube channel, I talked about this. The opportunity is still there. Where's the video? It's here we are, David's Choice episode 3. It's about a year ago. If you look it up on the YouTube channel, David's Choice episode 3. It introduces a print that is so beautiful to die for. And you could buy a copy in the bookstores downtown for a few thousand yen. You don't need crime to think about beautiful, beautiful prints. There's definitely bark scraps, which I'll have to go through. Yeah, just tiny little touches with a knife to bring these off. There's probably bark scraps down here too, but we can't see them in this area of the print. It's just stuff in the top. I don't see my mother's name popping up yet. She still hasn't managed to find this. I don't really know now what the problem is. I thought she could find that triangle. Maybe she's just gone up and gone to bed or something. I don't know. She's still listed in chat, so she's still watching. Okay, Mom, hang in there. I think a couple of people, they're mentioning here, they've sent you some emails. Please check your email. Is there there's no other command to open chat window, not in the browser itself, is there? You just got to do it on the screen. Little disclosure triangles. Now the programmers, programmers are all little kids these days. They don't understand the viewpoint of somebody 66 or even older. I tell you, for testing stuff like this, you should have to send it out to a senior citizen center for the last stage in user testing. Then see how well your programming is done, Is there a direct link to chat? Let's try this then. Japanese printmaking chat. So what does that open? Does that open the video window or just the chat window? If we send that to her, she'll now have two browser windows open. So no, she won't have two browser windows. That will all she'll get. So she needs to be able to click that link in a separate browser window. I'm not quite sure if she's going to be able to know how to do that. You can see in the window, here's the man himself, camera, look at that. You're on camera live, you've been caught. The security camera caught this dude heading in the door here.
Uh-oh. Is that the security camera?
It is now. The internet live is watching our front door to see who comes in. It's another hot day, isn't it? Look at this, I can see you. 2 blocks from the train station.
Oh, plus a 15-minute bike ride. That added to it.
Showers upstairs, sir. So we have a little issue this morning. My mother, apparently, there's some kind of modem problem. She sent me an email saying her internet provider came in and has replaced the modem. She's back up, but she's lost the chat. Wow. So she's apparently watching the stream here, and the people say she is online, but she can't see the chat. And it's one of these deals, there's a tiny disclosure triangle that you have to click. And on her version of the Mac or Chrome or Safari, I guess she's on Safari on the Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to talk about that to Ken in a few minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll get it.
And the guys here, they've been sending her emails with little arrows and, to try and show her how to click on the disclosure triangle.
Right.
And we even tried once, we tried zooming on the camera here, because she can apparently see it.
There,
Whatever.
it fits.
Well, should we turn this around?
Okay, then I'll move all these back.
I don't know how this is going to work because I've got a stack of great wave prints balanced on this board. And I really got to get
exciting
Aoyamsan.
time.
We've got to get Aoyamsan to build these shots. Look at this, it's chaos. I'm trying to do this. The in stack is behind me, the out stack is under here.
I think that was his first project planned, isn't it?
I don't know.
Temporarily.
He was going to start working on the second floor, but I need this first.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the mic. If we rotate, I don't know. Over to you, sir.
It's a ventilation system. Hello, hello.
And the mic is, where's the mic now?
Over here.
So let's put it back on. Let's see if we put this up here. Can we do that?
I think so.
All right, the mic is now between the toasters, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Morning, morning.
And I can no longer see the chat. I'll just keep working. And as per email last night, you can see what's happened. They look drop dead. They look as good as any he's ever made.
So beautiful.
Blockware. I've looked at the tiniest, smallest carved areas, a little part, the two dots, this one. I cannot find any visible wear yet.
Wow.
Nothing.
Doing a good job printing carefully.
He is. He's doing exactly what we've told him to, and just that block. I thought it was a rock hard block, and it is doing its job. What are we up to now? 1,200 something.
Something like
And the
that.
tiniest little dots in here are still totally okay.
Wow.
Well, people aren't going to believe me. They're thinking like we must be doing this with a laser or something. But look at this. It's just still. I cannot tell the difference.
Yeah. Wow.
Even myself before, how many prints can you make out of a set of blocks? A few hundred, no problem. 500, maybe getting to 1,000. I don't know. I would have said. But now that we have the experience ourselves with good hardwood taking care of it,
Yeah.
we've blown past 1,000 without even noticing it.
Yeah.
And the same with the Mario. Excuse me, the rickshaw.
Right. Yeah, that's way past 1,000.
Yeah. This is really, really, really good news. Anyway, I'm going to keep going here.
Okay.
I may not have copied it. I'm sorry.
Okay. The waiting list will be happy to receive some emails
Well, the
today.
first top tiny fraction of the waiting list will be
Yes.
happy. I don't know.
Yeah.
The tacky guy brought it last night, just about 9:30.
I've never had them deliver anything that late.
Well, they don't, but he had been walking by. He saw me in here. He poked his door and said, "You gonna be here?" I said, "Yeah." He went back to his depot, picked it up, came running in and brought it in.
Wow.
I think I mentioned this earlier, and some guy in the stream was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Well, the depot just around the corner.
Yeah, it's like a block away. But
It's his job to deliver the package. He knows the package is on the shelf there. He saw me here.
Yeah.
He wants to clean this up before going home.
yeah.
It's just normal. But yeah, what's a package delivery guy doing walking down the street here at 9:30?
Yeah. John Wilkie 12 asks, does that mean you will be using that kind of hardwood for all of your blocks from now on, Dave?
No. That was a piece of wood that I ordered from our wood supplier. Let me get this straight. It's the back side. The front side was for the first numbering for my Hackney, so 1989. So I bought that piece of wood in 1988 from our wood supplier. At that time, he was still alive.
Yeah.
He was still in business, and his father was still working with him. So the quality was really, really high. The business was flourishing. They had a yard full of wood that had been seasoned for decades.
Yeah.
So that piece of wood I bought from them in 1988 must have been seasoned in their own shop for at least 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Before that, in sale sand for at least
Yeah.
another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Wow. This is a historical artifact. It cannot be replicated.
Yeah.
We are at the first tiny stage of building that supply chain from zero. So, no. In fact, honestly speaking,
Wish, but no.
without being sarcastic, I'm 66 now. Even if we really got this up and running now, a wood supply chain building now, it would be, I may not see such a thing before I'm checking out.
Yeah.
I may never see a piece of wood like this again. So the easy answer is, I wish.
Yeah. Oh, your mother sent an email.
Oh, please,
Should I
let's
see
have a
what
look,
that
let's have a look,
is?
let's have a look, yes. Good, Phil. Thanks, John, for trying. If I touched the red button, it told me to sign up for a Twitch game. No. Okay, guys, here's an email from my mother. It says, thanks, John, for trying. If I touched the red button, it told me to sign up for a Twitch game. So I don't know what she's seeing on the Twitch screen. I know John sent an email. He's using, I guess, Internet Explorer or something. I don't know. And my mum's on Safari.
Yeah, but it looks
map.
different than before.
It looks different from before. Wow. Not the red button. So we're looking, Mom, we're looking for a small triangle, not a red button, just a small triangle. I know, I mean,
Got a couple questions.
yeah, okay, whatever.
Let's see. Has anyone here ever used American cherry wood to carve, and how did it work?
Is this Ken?
Nope, this one's Camilo.
Okay. Is Ken here? Is Ken here in the chat? You know?
I haven't seen his name yet. Let's see. Oh, yep, he's here.
Okay, then let me get this one more. I'll read and give him those blocks. Hang on a second. Well, you can ask him right now. What kind of wood is it? You can because you sent me a letter, but I can't find. I can't find.
There was a letter included, but I don't know where it's run off to.
My desk was, destroyed
Yeah,
yesterday.
everything's been cleaned up.
Totally
so.
destroyed yesterday. So I understand. Wanted to get busy on it, so he did. So now I'm
So
lost.
it was, he believes either American black cherry or American mountain cherry. So it's a relative, but not Japanese cherry.
I guess I can talk about
cherry.
names here. We don't have to be secret about this. I got a couple of pieces of wood here sent a few weeks ago. I really have delay.
He says black mountain cherry.
Okay, so Ken's here open. Okay,
Yep.
this is from Ken. Here's who's in the chat. 2 pieces of wood. It's cherry wood. I know a couple of things. I know, yeah, it does look usable. Absolutely look usable. I know I have no experience with, quote, American cherry. I do have a bit of experience with Canadian cherry. If we're talking about the same thing or subspecies are nearby, or Canadians, it's a bit colder because it grows tighter grade. I don't know. And the experience I had with the, can I just say, North American cherry, was that when we tried test printing with it, what we found was that I think what's the English word? There's pores in the wood. The wood, as it grows vertically, there's water and fluids go up and down through the wood. They go through various pores. And once we get the piece of wood to this stage, those pores, we're looking at them sideways. So the pores went up through the wood. They were little tubes, and they got sliced off with a piece of wood. So if you go down really, really microscopically, what you see is the tubes got sliced off, leaving a small sort of half tube space. And of course, they're not perfectly horizontal. They just go up and down, in and out. So anyway, these are the small, tiny little stripes. In the Japanese mountain cherry that we use, and the reason they choose mountain cherry is because, as it happens, those pores are either really small organically, or they become sort of shriveled and shrunk in the process of drying or something. We don't know. And we almost can't see them. So when you print on a color block from Yamazakura, you can't see those little tiny white striations. You get solid, smooth color. My single experience with trying North American cherry was that those things were big fat pores, and they left visible white little, it looks almost like sort of rain. If you had a vertical block, you've got your normal wood grain, and all these little white, tiny little rain type stripes are all over the place. So the pores were simply too big for what we are trying to use. Now, I haven't tested this piece of wood from Ken yet to know if that's the case with this one, but that's my general experience with North American cherry. Walter Phillips, the old printmaker in the mid part of the 20th century, he was working and living in Canada. That's all he had, and his prints are gorgeous. But his prints are done with a sort of a bit of a fuzzy, washy, watercolory type approach, when that little bit of texture in the color didn't make any difference at all. For us here at Mokuhankan, we need a deeper, richer, smoother color, QA base of color, So the wood for us would be a bit problematic in that sense. Now, I haven't tested this piece from Kent, so I have no idea. And I haven't even, actually my microscope isn't set up yet, so I haven't even looked at it under the scope. The other question with this is that if this was going to be wood, Dave, please use this. I can't use this as it is right now at all. Because what we've done is the way it's cut from the log totally doesn't match the way our requirements are. I don't know if I can do this with, can you pass me a sheet of white paper there? No. Yeah, I can just steal a piece of paper from the back, thank you.
You have a pen?
I have a pen in my pocket, I believe, so.
Apparently those stripes are called xylem. That's what someone
We're not
mentions.
talking about the wood grain, the dark light.
But the
light.
tubes that bring up
The little tubes, okay. So I know
water.
nothing about the scientific terms, so I'm sorry, I don't know. But we should just make sure we know what we're talking about. We're not talking about the dark light things that are the wood grain or the things like this. Then the second thing, we talked about this many times. If you look at the trunk of a tree, the way it's cut, most wood these days is cut in a form like this because it's what they call quarter sawn because it's used for furniture. Am I visible? Yeah, I'm visible. So the resulting planks have a wood grain, something like this. This is what the furniture boys want because such planks don't warp so much and they show the straight grain pattern. We cannot use such wood because the grain pattern shows up straight in the wood. This is not what we want. What we want is a plank cut from the wood from this place and maybe this place and this place going around the trunk in an angled pattern.
So not the sufficient use of the wood.
It's difficult to cut it. Well, it gets wide planks progressively smaller. It does use actually most of the trunk, so it's efficient in that sense. But it's extremely difficult to do. You can't just sit there slice. And the resulting wood we get has a smiley shape on the end of the planks, and it warps like crazy after you first cut it, which is why the wood yards won't do this because it cups like crazy. Those grain lines start to straighten out, and after cutting a piece of wood, it has this grain pattern like this. After cutting this, after a few minutes, your plank looks like this. Now Shimano-san, the old guy who did prepare for this, they cut it wide, let it warp, and then they cut off the feet and the top, and bingo, you've got a nice flat plank. But you lose a lot, there's a lot of wastage at that sense, but this is the grain pattern we need to print on. I'm speaking about the ideal situation. Now, the pieces from Ken here, obviously he's just sent this as a test. He wasn't trying to send me perfect blocks. But these are cut at a bizarre angle. The grain is angled across the front of the wood, the grain is angled at the side of the wood, and the grain is angled along the length of the wood. I have no idea. It's not printable at all because of the way grain pattern. So again, I'm not blaming Ken because he's just sending me a sample of a piece of wood. But if it did turn out that we were going to try and use this wood that Ken has found as a supply, we would have to talk about how it's cut from the log. Because the way it comes here, if this is the supply, it's not usable for us because of the grain patterns on all three faces. So we would have to talk about going back a stage earlier into where this wood is being sourced and how it's actually sliced in.
Is the other one a little closer to what you're looking for?
That's what I'm going to say. The other one is close to what we need. I'm not sure if it's showing it or not. We do have this smile pattern at the end of the wood, and this is no problem at all for us. Now, as it happens, the piece of wood here is a problem because it's full of very hard. And we have a grain pattern which is not only dark and light, but it's rock hard, soft, rock hard, soft, rock hard, soft. It shows a huge variance between, and this may be, I'm just guessing out loud, this may be North American climate, hot summers, cold winters, and we have a grain pattern which means very soft wood in the middle and very hard wood at some other parts of the block, which is very difficult for us to use. The wood traditionally has been sourced here from the Izuhanto or areas like this, which is not a very strong difference between winter and summer. We don't get our wood from Hokkaido, places like this.
Where you've got a hot summer.
So, as Ken can see, I haven't even looked at this or carved it or tried printing it, but my first impressions are that this might be difficult wood for us to use. Having said that, should the people over on the Acolytes page would be using it, go, you know what I'm going to say there, just go for it, try it, find out what it's like, The other thing too is this is nowhere near finished. Whoever planed it or whatever planer was used had the chips in the planing blade, and there are some very heavy. You can feel it there. It's extremely bumpy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is not even close. This would need another level of planing first, and then dressing. That's okay. Again, I don't think Ken was sending this with the expectation of me being able to use it today.
Just to take a look.
So that's the first reaction, sir. It's cherry. It would make woodbuck prints of a type. I'm not quite sure if it would suit our requirements for the rich, deep color that we would use. I'll have Susan's word. She'll splash some pigment on it. We'll just try taking some impressions from it to see about that. What was the word? Xylem?
Xylem, yeah.
And Ken, I'm sorry for being so delayed in chatting with you about this. You know what's been going on, but it didn't take all that much time to set aside to sit here and do this. There's also a huge snipe. It's gone through the plane of so you can feel it steps down here, right there.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah.
It steps down about like a half a millimeter. So.
Yeah.
But again, I'm sure he wasn't sending it to me to actually make a print with this just yet. So. Okay, stage one. There we are. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Very neat.
But yeah, North American cherry. I worked for Walter Phillips. He made beautiful prints all his life with North American cherry.
Yeah.
His prints were very soft touch, very watery, very what's the word? Boketimas. Slightly blurry colors and tones.
Yeah.
And that was his bag, and it worked beautifully.
Yeah.
His prints are so beautiful, so beautiful. No sign of my mother in the chat? No, not at all. Okay.
Camilo says, the fat pour issue, that xylem, is the same problem I faced with beech. Now I'm running out of wood and searching for a new wood to work with. Beech.
Well, except that the designs I saw from Camilo-san, she went quiet for a while, but it was key lines. It was all lines, key lines. So the pour thing is not so much an issue with key plot.
Yeah.
Hey,
good morning.
Soka, we're safe today. We're work safe today. Come say hello. Hi. They've been waiting for you. People think, where's the day chance been? It's been what, 3 or 4 days since you've been here last, right? Over the weekend you weren't here, so people miss you. No, truly, people miss you. You'll see right now, because as you show your face, see what kind of comments come up. Say hello to the young lady, please.
It is really hot today. Yes.
Rachel, we got a new regime here. We've been open in the evenings recently because it's when it goes dark outside, we're open. We've been selling more in the evenings than we have during the day. Do you want to start tonight? Night shift? Start at 6 o'clock, ends at midnight. Are you okay? Good, thank you very much. I'm so glad to hear you can do that. Good.
I need a bed.
I can just see what your mother would say.
Yes, so nice.
Shibaraku desu ne.
Shibaraku desu.
This is the robot Kantar.
Yep. Yes.
So cool here.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, I can't imagine the energy we're spending to make that happen.
Yeah.
So what I did last night was I wasn't here during the day because we were closed Tuesdays, but when I opened in the evenings, I didn't put the air conditioner on. I was like, no, I'm trying to be responsible. It's just me sitting here. I didn't think anybody would come in. So I left it off last night. But, and nobody knows. They come in, they don't know. And actually, it was still residual coolness.
Oh, okay.
Because the building had been closed all day long. It's like a cave, actually.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so bad in the evening with no cooler.
Is this the Ray who designed the Hatsune Miku print? No, that's another day.
This is day, but that was day.
Yeah.
So,
I think there were a couple other questions.
that day, Chan will be poking her nose in, probably after the chat, because she comes in about 9:30 or 10. She'll be printing upstairs this morning. It's been fun, Chan, the last 3 days. It's been really, really busy. Today also parties, there's a 5 and a 4 and a 2, I think, and it's the 3 ladies that you and Shiba-san and Audrey-san. And I can't be involved. You guys have heard this today.
Jed asked earlier, how is the wood supply chain starting up again?
It's in a very bad situation. We have wood, but it is not very good. But we don't have a good, what's the word? We don't have a good selection. Every month when I go upstairs to choose the wood for the next loot series, you know, I go to our wood shop, for me now I always have supply. And normally you'd have a good selection, type A, type B, type C, type D. Nothing. There's 10 pieces of wood up there, I'm cutting the same plank.
Yeah.
So there's no choice, there's nothing.
It's all the same wood.
Nothing. And, you know, people have seen us buying some, but that's not going to come up to the active thing here for years to come.
Yeah. Needs to
So we're in
try to
desperate
cure,
for
is that the
wood.
right word?
On our upstairs HM, the printer at HM was printing yesterday the crows and moon print, and one of the blocks for it, the background block, is an awful piece of wood. And she just looked up at me. I can't do this, and I know it. So I said, okay, look, I'll talk to Amazon tomorrow. We'll try and find a new piece of wood, and we'll recut that block. I went to the wood shop, and I cannot find anything, a single piece of wood that would print a good, smooth, flat color for that. So no, we're in desperate straits for wood. The two piece I just looked at from Ken, I can't use that to make a good color.
Wild Omelette sent a link to a Walter Phillips print with waves, it says. So I'm gonna copy that and check it out.
We have Chrome open.
Yeah, we do. Which way is it? Is it coming up?
Up. It's one window up in the far right hand tab I was using for registering. Phillips up and more. He's got hundreds of prints, and yeah, that's perhaps his most famous one. It's actually, I don't like it so much. It's not typical of his work.
Huh.
It became his most famous iconic images. It's on Lake Winnipeg. He lived in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And it's I understand it's so Japanese influenced, you know, not the great wave hokusai type of Japanese wave, but those curves and waves of Japanese.
I said it looks like waves of hair, one of the
But it
chapters
was
was saying.
so. But it's not typical of most of his work, which is much more misty, much more landscapish, much more, I don't know the word, geographic, much more attractive. But that's his single most famous work. If you found one of those in an antique shop in Canada, grab it. That's your pension.
That's, someone who doesn't know what they have.
Yeah. And they do come up because he sold them all over the place in Canada to subscribers at that time. And they've been in attics and hidden and stuff.
Ken Hallett asks, does it ever get to the point where people start splitting and using older, no longer useful blocks?
We're doing it right now, of course. And that's what I'll be doing this morning, actually, after I finish the work I got this morning. Well, it's not this morning. We were going to try and resaw 4 blocks I got from the auction a couple months ago. We're going to split them in half because we really can't just put them in the block.
Yeah. Suga-san.
おはようございます。
ちょっと話したいことありますから、ちょっと待ってね。とりあえず、say hello.
とりあえず、あれどこだおはようございます。
This is Sugi-san. She's setting upstairs for a day's work of printing.
More printing.
Link.
あ、リンク。
The book you have. 金井さんが今やってる。昨日から始まった。
やったの？
そう。ですが、順序するとかする見本。商品見本になりますが、途中でグレーブロックを2回やるとか、馬の毛とか、ありますね。
あったね。
説明がないですから。
あ、そうなんだ。
そう。だからもし今日、金井さんに話したことありますか？
ある。
ちょっと金井さん
じゃあ連絡取ってみます。
い。
あ、オッケー。
彼女がそのものやったことないですから。
あ、そっか。
ちょっと。
そうだね、確か2回、あれどうだったっけ？
見本を送ったんですが。
あ、送ったんだ。
そう。この場所。
あ、これね。
そう。
そうだ。そう。してないね。
ともう一つはこのグレーのバランスね。はい。順序すりがないですね。
あ、そっか。
それもう一つはイエローとグリーン白にならないようにね。そう。色見本なかったんですね。
あ、そっか。
杉さん自分で預かってるかもしれないですが。
多分あれの私も口であれしたわ、あゆみさんから。
彼女多分昨日おまは入れたかもしれないですが。
あ、オッケー。
今日午前中もしちょっと。
あ、じゃあ連絡取ってみます。
お願いします。
はい、了解です。
Username Arts Plunge.
Thank you.
Asks, what kind of heat or humidity concerns do you have in a shop stocked with paper prints? Because in a museum, that is a major issue. Trying to keep the temperature and the climate controlled. But
Well, okay, remember, we're dealing with whatever, what can I say, consumer products. We're not dealing with antique, stuff that has to be, protected one by one by one by one. We're talking about woodblock prints, which we make in a standard, normal room environment, which are sold to people who are going to take them home and put them in a standard, normal room environment. There's no specific preservation issues here. These are not, globally important antique prints. Normal temperature, humidity environment that people live with is suitable for things like this. Where we have found a problem in Japan over the past decades is people would buy a print set, and Japan is a relatively humid country, which gets quite wet and sticky. They would buy a print set, which is sort of packed tightly like a book, put it on a bookshelf, and then not touch it for 40 years because it just sits on the bookshelf. Whatever. When you buy these things, you look at them, and the books on a bookshelf just sit there. And such a set of prints does start to get foxed and mold. But if people are buying a single woodblock print or a display woodblock print, something like that, that's not an issue. The issue we find is something stuck on a frame, hung on a wall with sunlight shining on it. Well, of course, it'll develop matte burn and stuff like this.
Fade.
So there's no specific concerns. These are not, museum. I mean, in a museum, you've got 200-year-old prints, 300-year-old prints, 500-year-old prints, and their number one thing is do not let this change. So they isolate it in argon gas or whatever, But we're dealing in, this is a consumer product designed to go into a normal home living environment.
Question for you.
That one. I'm taking a cup. I think I'll wait.
Just tell what question it is, because there's people who just see the stream without knowing what the chat is, and especially when they see it later.
88 Uncle
Ernie, I think.
Uncle Ernie said, when you take carving lessons, what would you be carving? Well, after I went to Asaka Sensei's one, I think I'll wait for now because I have other things to do, like studying and all that. So when all those things calmed a bit, I might start. But for now, I'm not starting. Just to run, you did go to Asuka Sensei's place a couple of times over the past 12 weeks to see. Yeah, I went once and with Teiko-san, and then it was really nice and it was very interesting. But it's going to be too time intensive for you at this stage in your life. Yes, because it takes 2 hours and 45 minutes each lesson, and then
travel time.
Yeah, travel time, because I don't live in Tokyo, which takes quite a long time, and so I might still have to carve and all that, so I might have to get. Okay, but then to answer the question, what kind of stuff did he start with? Well, what did he ask you to do as a beginner? What sort of things does Asuka Sensei put on the table? How do you start? I didn't do it, but there's like a person who started that day. I went to see was they hand them like a tiny kogata knife, tiny knife. And said like practice with this. Practice what? Just on a piece of wood? Yeah, piece of wood with like a lot of lines and circles. Yes, I've seen this. Asuka Sensei has for the beginners. He's prepared a basic sort of pattern list. It's got, for example, diagonal lines, horizontal lines, I think vertical lines. Exactly. It's got some large circles or maybe some wavy lines. I haven't seen it in many, many years. And that's what you start with. He's going to show you how to hold the knife. Then simply on the first day, try it. Try cutting a straight line, try cutting a horizontal line, try cutting the wavy line. And it's of course a disaster for your first few minutes, but it doesn't matter. This is simply how to get the knife moving. While you're doing, like the teachers around you will tell you like lean forwards a bit more and like relax your wrist more. The number one idea is to develop flexibility in the wrist, because traditional old guys, once a block is in front of them for carving, the top traditional carvers would never move the block. The block stays in. No, they do it by moving their wrist. And there are technical reasons for this. It's not just a question of pride. I can do it without moving the block. There was a technical reason for it. I don't want to get into too long an explanation now, but if you did it carved in one way without moving the block, then when that block goes to the printer's table, the lines are in a relatively smooth, similar direction, and it's easier for the printer to put pigment on them. Whereas if the block is carved with lines moving in every different direction, the printer has to figure out, where do I do this, where do I do this, where do I do this? So Dei-chan, you must have seen that thing. You didn't actually start doing it yourself, but you saw his pattern block.
And does he just use Yamazakura as well? Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. And they use
Where's he
like,
get it?
Well, at that point, the quality of the wood really isn't too much of an issue, you know.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what surprised me was the start. At the start, you have to use glue to spread on the block and papers.
Ah, he asked you to paste it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And then with the button, they're straight like that. How do they diagonal, vertical, and just press really hard. Yeah. And then after that, I think they tape it by rubbing the paper.
Peeling off the back
peeling
side,
off
yes.
the back side, yeah.
So they started that right on the first day. Interesting. Okay. I thought maybe he would have prepared it for you and given it to you just to start carving, but bang.
Yeah. The person didn't rip off the paper, but then I saw people doing it, and it was,
Interesting.
So the thing about Asuka Sensei's workshop is that what he's doing, he's really trying to give people as much of a taste of the real traditional techniques in as much as they were taught in his day, the middle of the 20th century. We don't really know what was going on back in 1869, but all we've got is the record of what Asuka Sensei was doing. He's 66 now, and he's passing on the techniques that were taught to him when he was a young boy.
Yeah.
And this is why we ourselves, why I don't teach her. I'm not going to teach Dei-chan how to carve, because my own carving methods are really mixed up. Everybody disappears. What's going on? It's a mail delivery or something. Right? So, all of a sudden, everybody runs away. Let's see.
same.
おはようございます。もう階段なくても OK ですね。よかった。
そうですね、下で。
そう。
楽になります。
2回も使ってるんですよね。
全部3回までです。そうで昨日会議を定期日ですから申し訳ない。誰もなかったんですけど。
あ、そうですね。じゃあこれ3つ。
ありがとうございます。
どうも。
はい、Thank
あ
you.
りがとうございました。
Some of these are auction goods.
Okay.
Christmas present
Christmas present.
in summer.
There might be things that I can have a look at here.
Yeah.
Can I, what have we got here?
Exciting stuff.
Oh, could you give me now? There's no room here in this corner. So. What's this? Who's this for? Ah, okay, we can open some of these. Okay. Actually, that will be interesting for people on the stream to see.
Time for anything?
Just to
Yes, please. Do not.
How much have I got to get through here? What's our time schedule? I'm not going to get
It's
through this.
9:09.
Oh. Yeah, okay, Dei-chan's going to open that. Fine, okay, good. I'll keep going. Dei-chan will open that first package. This is a little auction thing we won the other day.
Nice.
I say we won, but nobody else bid for it. Nobody else wanted it.
Oh, well,
And this isn't
that's the
something.
best kind of victory.
It won't be something that will be sold in a shop. If it is what I think it is. Any sign of my mother yet? No, not at all.
No.
She's perhaps given up for the evening.
Yeah. Smallest ant has a question. After so many years, Dave, when you look at a print, do you try to check the way it was done or just enjoy the print and then, if needed, do an analysis?
That's an interesting question. For me, the interest in these things absolutely is technical, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if the way the question was posed, it makes it sound like I can't enjoy the beauty of the prints because I'm too busy seeing the details. It's the other way around. I can see wonderful details, and I enjoy these. I would bet I enjoy these much more than any other person looking at them. So the answer is both. Yeah, I see the print as a print, but I also see, holy crap, look at that beautiful carving, or whatever, that beautiful
How
paint.
did he do that? Well, you know how he did it.
Dei-chan is opening one of the auction packages we just received.
Oh.
He's still opening it
Wrapped
inside.
in
This is
wrappers,
Japan.
inside
It's
of
wrapped
wrappers,
inside
inside of wrappers.
So I'll just keep going while she works away.
I think we're going to start betting how many prints you end up
Pardon me?
They're going to start betting on how many pins you end up embossing before the end of the stream.
I don't know, but I don't think we'll get there. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure. I don't want to rush this, you know. And what Yamamoto-san it always does is at the bottom of the stock he puts ones that he's not sure about. So I'll have to check and make sure which ones. No, it might be a tiny bit of misregistration or heavy cheating or something like this.
What is this ink?
She got inked.
Yeah.
What did you order?
I don't know, but you better if it's dirty, then I don't want to touch it while I'm doing this job. Was that on the cutter knife there, John?
Oh, I don't know because I didn't touch it like that. So
The outside package?
no idea. Is it newspaper? No. Is this locked? Ah. Chocolate bar.
It looks like a chocolate bar.
I don't think it's so edible.
Wow.
Oh, yep, it
Oh,
is.
there you go.
So it's got black
Then
residue.
don't even think about passing it to me
Yeah.
now while I'm working with
Not
it.
while you're doing that.
You can show did you show the stream what it was? It's a wood block.
very
from-
hard to see.
I think it's got the date on it. It's got a
Oh, there you
Taisho. What's the date? Can you see? I thought it was a date somewhere here.
Meiji.
Yeah.
Oh, Meiji.
Oh, Meiji だ。Meiji.
29.
And what do you
Yeah,
think it is?
29.
It's got an illustration of a hand drawing something.
I think. Yeah, hand holding a brush.
Show the stream.
Yeah.
They're all curious. You know, can you get kind of?
I'm trying to get it so
Yeah.
that the light shows. There you go. You can kind of see
And
that.
when I saw it on the auction, there was two reasons it was interesting for me. One is it is a Meiji era block left over, but it's a block with an insert. Can you see, see that area there? There's a line you can see.
Oh, yeah.
It's been chopped out and inserted, and new text has been carved on it.
Huh.
So for some reason there was a change necessary partway along that they had to recarve part of the block. I don't know if that'll be visible in that camera there. You know.
You can kind of see it down there. Trying to get it so the light reflects so they can see.
I don't
all
want
the
to bring it over
different
here. I'm sorry if
characters.
it's dirty. I don't
Yeah.
want to put it here. It's basic rule here. So. I think that cost. I think it was 1,000 yen. Nobody else bid on it. Nobody else
Yeah,
wanted it.
man, big spender.
The other reason why we buy these blocks like this is because some of them are really totally useless. But the wood. We're looking at 100-year-old preserved, cured wood. And look at the backside of that.
Perfectly
Oh
smooth.
my God, perfectly smooth, rock hard wood. And now I've got a sort of a dilemma. I would love to use that piece of wood for
Right.
carving. Do I put it through a plane or rip off the old text? And
Yeah.
you're laughing, but there's a real dilemma here. You know,
Yeah,
if it's
Niju
got any
Niju,
residual
that's
value as an antique,
That's the Niju kanji, I think.
Is it?
The 21. And then Niju Kyunen Ichigatsu Yoka.
if I put this board
Yeah.
down, can you put it here
Yeah.
on top here?
Okay.
Just so you can see it?
Yeah.
文部省ですって。
Yeah, it's from is that the Department of Education? Is
Really?
that what Mombusho is?
Really?
I don't.
Thank you.
You have to give us a minute. Are we showing here or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's key.
Can we see the part where different wood was inlaid? There's a faint line here around this block of text. So this area was inlaid again at some point. $10, a little tiny treasure. I can feel it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of wood. Oh my God.
Say, use the deck for a senjafta.
You're laughing, but yes, I can see it here. There's the inlay, right straight to there.
Department of Chocolate.
Department of Chocolate. That's their suggestion. It's not the Department of Education.
So we'll have to take a quick proof of this, see what it says, see what it might be. Very nice. Thank you, guys.
Add that to
Yeah, it is.
the Meiji Block Party.
Here we are. Can I have it? Can
Yeah,
you pass me a
one
white,
more.
please? So. I know what's happened. The guy who sold it, he must have got some ink or something. He took a quick
Impression.
impression and put it in the auction page. So that's his pigment that's left over. So.
Got it.
Like that. Right, two, I'll keep going. You guys will crack the next two. What are they? I don't remember what I got. There was 3 or 4 different options over the past few days.
Oh, so how old is it? So Meiji 29.
Somebody?
Yeah.
You don't do it. Don't think. Just ask the stream.
All right, someone else will do it.
小学校って書いてある。
From an elementary.
It's some part of an old textbook or a flyer or something to do.
Does this one need to be open too, or should we leave this
Yeah,
one?
crack it. Let's have a look.
Get the great present opener.
I don't know, because they're prints, be careful with the cutter knife. Don't dig into the. Have you abandoned your workstation?
Here.
Open it on stream. Let people see. It's unboxing.
Yeah.
Have some bubbles.
Kantar, your message was held for being aggressive. It's not at all
What does it
aggressive. I'll allow it. It says, some less reputable antique dealers will put shoe polish on teapots to make them seem older. How is this aggressive?
Because it's critical of somebody. Does Twitch's robot understand that? What? It held that back?
It held that one back.
Shoe polish teapot. Is there a word here that has double
Maybe
meaning?
because it means Polish. Polish people
Polish.
can be the butt of jokes.
Maybe.
So
There's an
aggressive.
ethnic filter going on here.
Huh.
Really?
But you said shoe polish.
But the word Polish, yeah,
Yep,
that
but
might
it's
be
spelled
it.
the
That's
same
an
way.
interesting theory. Good.
Wow.
You got to be sympathetic. These
Yeah.
companies, these social media companies,
They feel like
Facebook, Twitch, whatever, they're
cover them.
sat in the middle there. They have no choice. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they want to be let people talk and enjoy and do things, and yet they're getting criticized. This
Yeah.
morning I saw the Washington Post story. The Amazon is being really heavily criticized because somebody is selling a white supremacist pamphlet on it.
Huh.
Okay, maybe there's people who don't like white supremacist pamphlets, but do we really want to shoot the messenger here? Do you want to shoot a bookstore?
Yeah.
Shut down a bookstore because it sells a book that has a viewpoint you don't like?
Yeah.
Is that possible? How is Amazon supposed to monitor the content
Millions
of the
of
books they sell?
items that they
I
have.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big, difficult question.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I was we don't have such a problem here because, well, maybe we do have a problem. Do we have to think about the content of the woodblock prints?
You better abandon that other one you're carving.
Well, I mean, it's too, because I'm a manufacturer, I'm
Yeah.
making that. But if
Yeah.
I was a bookstore or something, selling stuff that other people have created,
Hmm.
whatever, it's a difficult question. And
Still having trouble over here? Oh, it also has black shoe polish. Maybe so. It's got two.
so two
Racially
trigger
charged
words. Okay, I
terms.
get that. That makes sense. That's fair enough. And you had to approve it.
Yep. And
Did you shoot it or did you approve it?
I approved this one. It's a completely harmless message.
So the robot Kantar is not a racist bigot.
No,
At least not at this moment.
at least not based on that message or any of the messages I've seen.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
good fun.
Maybe Twitch runs a side business selling fake teapots, so they don't want people criticizing them. Whoa, flowers! Look out. What is this
So
one?
what have you got?
Need to take.
Okay, I can handle that.
Togawa
Rachel.
Hiroshige.
That I think is a nice one. So I had to bid a little more than I wanted for that, but it's a typical 60s era reproduction. You're still trying to get it untangled from the package.
It is very firmly in here. I can see why.
It's good. There's sometimes sellers who just wrap it in a piece of tissue paper or whatever and throw it into the
Yeah.
system, So this is not a.
Yeah, it came pre-packaged actually. It got the same wrapper you used.
It's
very
the
similar.
original wrapping from when it was first published. Look, see, Rachel? This looks nice. I think. Let's have a look.
That looks very nice.
It's a 60s era. No, wait a minute. It might be pre-war. Let's have a look at the back.
The letter or the invoice might say a year.
Oh, he doesn't know what he's got.
Adachi Hanga Uchiyo.
Let's have a look. Right, out we go. This is nicely done. Look at this. Where's the nitty-gritty? Yeah. It's plus or minus. It's nicely done, but we have real aging problems. I did it. I won't come off without surgery here. No, surgery later. Okay, sorry about screwing up the wheel. Okay. It's Toto Meisho. It's a series of prints on Toto, the old name for Edo capital, Meisho, famous places. And it's Nihonbashi Yuki Naka. So what we've got here, just to roughly translate. We see it? Toto Meisho, famous places in Edo, Nihonbashi, we know the place name, and snow, middle, during a snowstorm. Yeah. And what they've done with this, the normal rule for most ukiyo-e was that when we depict snow, can you find a print over there that's got snow on it? Or in the heroes, the fox moon, the one right at the front of the heroes, right there.
Here. Oh, but fox moon's not at the front.
It must be, whatever.
There we go.
This isn't snow, it's stars, but it serves to point the same thing. When we show something like the stars, or if this was supposed to be snow, we don't use white pigment to do this. We cut circles or shapes out, and the white paper serves to act as snow or stars. On this particular one, what they've done is something interesting. They've done both. In the sky here, we have, can you see, some white actual snowflakes. Mm-hmm. What they've also done, and this is really, really rare in ukiyo-e, is they have used white gopher powder, seashells, ground seashells, calcium carbonate, and they have cut a block with circular shapes on it, and they've printed a layer of white snow. And the day they did it, it was white. The calcium carbonate was good, white, clean stuff, and all these little things that you see now as gray dots all over the place
silverish
were silverish white. And now after X years, this is a dachi, I don't know it. I don't know the year. That's really an old. This is a dachi pre-war. Holy crap, this is an interesting item. This is a rare one. This is pre-war adachi. Or during the war, because this is the paper color. This is not super quality hosho paper. And during the war, the government took all the paper from all the paper makers. All the hosho paper was seized for a period of a couple of years to make those balloons that they sent to America. You know the story? They made a bunch of balloons with bombs. Yeah. And they floated them over the Pacific Ocean. A couple of people in Oregon were killed by these bombs. It was attacked by the Japanese government on the American mainland. Yeah. And if you said, there's a Wikipedia page for it. So all the fine hosho paper was taken. Yeah. Well, they bought at some whatever cost. So there was no paper whatsoever available for pen making. Yeah. And this would be 1941, 42, somewhere 43, I'm not sure exactly. The stream here guys can do the research and find it for us. So this is not that kind of paper. So my guess is this is maybe 1942, somewhere around there, 1943 maybe. A beautiful adachi preparation, pre-war craftsman. And now that white has all turned to gray blue. This is a very rare item, very nice. They couldn't have been making many prints at that time. Their young guys had been conscripted, sent off into the war. There was no customers, no foreign customers.
And you paid a lot for it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, wow.
So we don't often get them that cheap. This won't be going in the shop, so I don't know if I can show.
Oh, okay.
What I bid, the bid price was 1,660 yen, but then also, and this guy has charged me 1,300 yen for shipping, and this is what they do. They do this all the time. When the bid price doesn't go up very much, they try and think, oh shit, how can I get some money back? And the pack shipping would have been, post office, it probably cost him 680 yen to ship that, but he's charged me 1,300.
Well, he used probably another 700 yen worth of tape.
Yeah, whatever. So my cost for this now is 3,100 yen, which means if this was a typical print in our shop, this genre usually we try and sell for about 6,000 or 7,000 yen. I would not be able to do that, but it doesn't matter because this isn't going in the shop. This is our collection. Yeah, very, very nice item. Very rare. It probably won't last all that long because it's not fine mulberry paper. This X% pulp mixed in with this. Yes, very nice. Very happy to see that. The carving and printing are masterful. Great, good. Very happy to get that. Thank you.
Why was I flag up?
Yeah. What's our time schedule here? There is one.
5 more minutes.
Can I open one more package?
One more package?
Can I open this one? You guys took a long time to open the last one. Can I try this?
It was really.
It's okay. I'm not biting. I'm just laughing.
There you go. I don't know if the blade, but.
Oh, so it's ladies today. Okay, good. You're gonna just walk by 500 people here with
She said good morning.
500 people have been waiting for you to show up. Well, not quite 500 people.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Chibu-san, hello, hello.
So why not just let the stream go on forever? You don't need
We
to end
have
it
work to do. We have work to do. It's great having people standing at hand. Just pass it off to you.
Yeah.
I don't have room for things. This is that kind of tape. If you do it fast, you're okay. If you do it slow, you're doomed.
Ken Hallett says, it won't last that long in the woodblock world. That means what, only a couple hundred years?
The print you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, that's a pulpy piece of paper. I don't know. No bargain on that one. No, it'll start. It's already, you see, it's going tone. When they sold it, it would have been white.
Yeah.
But now it's a real dirty tone. It's only going downhill from here.
Yeah.
I don't remember what this is. I'm sorry. The last few days I got a bunch of little stuff.
Any luck last night on the big
I
one?
bought it. Yes,
Yep.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. I had to pay a bit more than I expected, and that also we can open that on stream because that won't be for sale in the shop.
Yeah. Is this one? Okay, you
I
don't know what it
what's
is.
inside.
We'll find out.
Chibu-san, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Busy day coming. Audrey-san?
Yes.
Can you please check the amount of paper for the party? The first party has 5 people.
Okay.
And I think Kawai-san got it ready for you, but I didn't check myself, so.
Kantar asks, was that the same Nihonbashi as in the Noet Shinhanga print from much later?
Well, it's the same Nihonbashi, it's the Nihon
Yeah.
Bridge, of course.
Yep.
Except,
Okay.
well, no, this is the Nihonbashi wooden bridge from Hiroshige's era.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowhere
But it's
show
same
the concrete
location.
one. Same location.
Mm-hmm.
Same geographical location, but a different physical structure.
Right.
In Noet's day, it was concrete, I guess, right? By then, so.
I would guess so.
Oh, okay, here we go. These are nice. These are nice. These will perhaps be going into the shop. I'm not sure.
Nice bokashi at the top.
Yeah. This is pre-war. Pre-war. This also is not good paper. These are similar to what we just saw, actually. This is pre-war stuff. And it's mixed. It's really nicely carved. The printing is done a bit carelessly. Everything's done with horizontal scrolls. Horizontal, horizontal, horizontal. And there's a question about whether these are actually printed in some kind of press. I don't think so.
They look,
No, we've
you
got
can see
very
lines,
much. We've got
yeah.
very much on the back. And this is also pulp. It's pulp paper. And this is a broken set. It's Kanazawa Hakke. I should be doing this exactly. This also is
8 views
Hiroshige.
of Kanazawa.
8 views of Kanazawa. He did a dozen Tokaido sets. He did a dozen Kanazawa sets. Just
Did he?
the same things came back again and again and again. Working for different publishers.
Yeah. Did he actually go to Kanazawa this time?
It's near. This isn't the Kanazawa up in Fukui Prefecture.
Oh, okay.
Ishikawa-ken. This is the Kanazawa. We have Kanagawa-ken.
Yeah.
And if you go down to Murahanto, you pass a little place called Kanazawa down there.
Huh.
And
Okay.
it was part of Tokyo Bay. And Kanazawa Hakke is that area. And there's
Okay.
no landscape like this down there. It's imaginary.
Got it.
And these nicely made, but if my memory serves me correct, the auction was for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 out of 8.
7 out of 8.
Ah, almost.
And they're nice. These are going in our collection too, because they don't come up very often. They're quite rare.
Oh, so collection, not sales.
Collection, not sales. For a couple of reasons. One is they're fairly rare. They don't come very often. I would like them. They're beautifully carved. But the other problem now, they're on the bad paper, and they really are not going to last much longer. They're going to start to get really heavily toned. And if you put this on the wall, oh my God, it'll be, if you expose this to full sun, to full bright light, it'll just start to go dirty brown right away. In fact, you can probably see already the difference. Look at this. There's one here and one here. This has been on top of the stack. The one right there is open, it's on top of the stack, and the one farther down the stack. That's exposure to air and light. It's oxidizing like crazy. This thing is really going to go black. So this is not the kind of print that anybody can put on the wall in a frame. That will kill it stone dead within a few years.
Wow.
So it's fine. Our collection goes in folders, out of the light. We're not going to hang these things up. But it's so nicely made. Holy crap. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Yeah. These colors, if you try to describe somebody, I'm going to do a landscape, but what I'm going to do is there's going to be a mountain in gray, there's going to be a mountain in a puke color, behind that brown, behind that dark. If I describe it to you in words, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. But when you actually see it,
it works out.
It looks all right. Yeah. Just touch it, feel it, see it. It's so nice. The carving on that boat and the boy. And what's happened, somebody got a set of 8, put one in a frame, the other 7 on the shelf with the idea that they would change them over
Never got
over
around
time.
to it.
And at some point the guy gets older and dies, the ones on the shelf, here they are, the one on the frame went somewhere else, we have no idea where it is. And this set is never going to come home again. So sometimes, somewhere, somehow, we might see one or more, broken sets come up.
Yeah.
We might have a chance to put the set back together. We might. Here's a pigment spot. This is not so great printing. When the guy's mixing the green, we don't have green pigment. He mixes blue and yellow together and sumi, and there's a blob. He hadn't ground the blue pigment very carefully. So when he printed the green from his bowl, there was a little drop of blue unground pigment in the middle of it, and bang.
Oops.
Tiny bit of a careless printing.
Yeah.
So it's not perfect. Send it back.
Yeah. Send it back.
We've also got incipient mold happening here. So we have saved this print package.
Yeah. Ken Hallett asks, with some of these lower quality papers, would there be any benefit to de-acidifying the paper to preserve it?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know. I'm not a museum type preservator. All I know is that there's a heavy amount of pulp in this. This is not your pure mulberry. For us, what we're going to do is we're going to put these in folders where they are not exposed to dampness. Ideally, they would be aired out once a year or so. We're not doing that right now, but hopefully we will start doing that as we get our collection stabilized. But no, I don't know. Putting it in a nitrogen tank where it wasn't exposed to anything that would oxidize it, I guess would stop it from decaying.
Yeah.
This is not museum quality work. It's not actually worth anything. What did I pay for it? Can we?
Is it in here? I think you might have.
No, they don't usually send invoices.
Oh, okay. So email?
Yeah, if I go to my email folder, can I just twist this around a bit? If you go to the auction folder here, scroll down a bit. Auction. And then it'll be about 5th or 6th from the bottom. On 7 Hiroshige Kanazawa prints. Can you find it there? Look for the one that says Owari. I know, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's before. That was last night. So you gotta go back up. Somewhere on the next one. No, that's the same day as that.
Oh, okay.
Same day as it.
So it should be around.
No, next one.
Oh,
You're going. What are you doing?
Up.
Go up. No, you're way far too back. No, this is July. Oh, just one without a picture, is it? Okay, what's this one? What's the auction title?
That's Takemeisho. Kanazawa Hakke.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. So how much?
After shipping and tax, $73.98.
So I paid $80 for it.
Yeah.
For 7 prints. So about $10 a print. It's a wonderful bargain.
Yeah.
Good. It's just exactly right for our collection. They have absolutely no value.
Yeah.
In the art world, they have no value whatsoever. There was a young woman that was here last week. She was a Utsue curator from one of the major museums in Europe. We chatted a bit about her, and she and I were talking about many different aspects of it. She's trying to do research papers on their publications, and I was able to chat with her a little bit about some of my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But while she was also here, we came back from dinner, and I showed her some prints from our collection. Sort of this wasn't here, but this type of stuff.
Yeah.
That we've got beautiful prints, and she says, "Oh my God, I'd love my institution to have these, but they would never let me buy them because they are not real prints. They could." She says, "In our collection, we've got lots of original Hiroshige stuff. It's tattered, it's worn, it's ugly, it's moth-eaten.
Yeah.
They look terrible, but they are originals. So they're in the museum.
Yeah.
Me, David here, he's got drop-dead, beautiful objects, beautifully carved, beautifully printed, but worthless." And she's not allowed to buy those for her institution, which suits me just fine because I will happily add them to my little collection. So we're building a collection like nothing else in the world. There's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
Because all the real institutions can't touch this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's worthless. It's from their point of view, it's worthless crap.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So me and Doi-san, we're just building this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful collection of beautiful objects And if you jump forward to 100 years in the future when all this stuff's gone and no longer on the market,
Right.
then we will have that collection that people will die for. Oh my God, I wish I had a time machine to go back to
Yeah.
2018 when Dave was still alive. We could buy some
Yeah.
of these things, you know. I think, sir,
It is. After
it's
9:30.
time. I have got to get these processed and embossed and checked and sent to Ome. And you, sir, have to
some
get to your
emails.
computer and you've got some emails to send.
Yep.
I'll give you a count in a few minutes of how many great waves are here.
Should I stay down here then while you finish
No,
that up?
it's
Okay.
going to take me a while to do this. I got to get these guys set up first. But I'll let you know a number. You can start anyway with the first 10,
Yeah.
15, 20
Oh,
people
yeah.
on your list.
Yeah.
You start notifying waiting list people. I'll finish my job on getting these embossed and cleaned up.
Okay. So if
The
any
three
of you are on
ladies
the waiting
have a
list,
shop to run today.
you might get an email in the next week. So.
If you're near the top of the list.
Yeah, if you're near the top.
Okay, streamers, thank you very
will
much. I'm sorry about the chaos in the stream this morning waiting for my mother. We'll try and sort that out.
Yeah.
Did she not show up? No.
No.
Okay, all right. Anyway, at least she's online now.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her, so at least her router problem is fixed and
Yeah.
she's back online.
Okay. We will see you all
Sign me off,
next
sir,
time.
please. Thank you.
Okay.